So Roman and Jey continue to impress. I'm really excited for this match at SummerSlam, even though I don't think WWE is going to do something crazy, like actually put the belt on Jey Uso, but they might. I mean, I think the wrestling world would shit its pants if they did that. But one thing you will have to remember, if WWE were to do that, it would make sense in the story. I mean, you follow this whole bloodline thing right from the start. These problems with Roman and Jey happened very early on. And Jey has been through one hell of a journey over the last 3 years. So if this thing all ended with him actually beating his cousin and becoming the new tribal chief and this whole thing, you know, it would really be about the story of Jey. And we've mentioned Jey Uso being the nucleus of this story for the better part of a year now. Really, when you think about it, it would make a whole lot of sense for Jey Uso to win. However, Roman holding the title longer than anybody since Hogan is pretty remarkable and incredible. And when you have a title run like this that's so history-making that nobody is going to do again for quite some time, you know, this is going to be up there as one of the title runs that we talk about for years to come before somebody comes around that can possibly best this. But when you find yourself in this situation, you really want to make sure you end it in the best way and you get the most value out of that. And a lot of fans thought they missed an opportunity at WrestleMania 39, but an opportunity can still come, and that opportunity is still there. You can have Roman, you know, drop the belt in an epic way as long as you time it right. And what is the best way to do it? You know, it's kind of debatable. Would you, you know, like hypothetically, you stretch this thing to WrestleMania 40 next year in Philly. How many more months away is that? 7, 8? Holy shit, man. That's a long time to wait. We've already waited a long time. If you make it into WrestleMania 40 and then you do something like have Cody win the Rumble, and it's Cody and Roman again, wouldn't you think it's an incredibly predictable match at WrestleMania 40, Cody and Roman? Predictable is not always bad, you know, but sometimes if you can see it coming for the better part of a year, it has a really good chance to fall flat. So would you rather see Cody Rhodes finish his story at WrestleMania 40 in Philly in one of the most predictable main events in WWE history, or would you like to see WWE kick you in the teeth when you're not even expecting it and ending Roman's reign 3 years after he returned and won the title and putting the belt on Jey Uso of all people? That would be shocking. You know, which would you prefer as a fan? Let me know in the chat. What do you think that would be better overall for wrestling? Maybe not your personal preference, but what do you think would be best for wrestling in general? Predictable main event showdown at WrestleMania 40 where Roman finally drops the title and Cody finishes his story? Or, you know, do you do a surprising end to the run? Because not a lot of people are betting on Jey. I think if people would be initially mad about it, like if you have people who in their heads are telling themselves, oh, Roman shouldn't drop the title and do it, because you ever notice in wrestling, whatever one person wants, that's what they feel is the best for wrestling. You know, the person you now root for is who should win. No, he should win. No, it's who you want to win. It's totally different. Doesn't really mean it's right or wrong. And I think those people that might be initially shocked or pissed that Roman Reigns dropped I can't believe they did that. Maybe when they settle down, they'll actually think about it and say, how in the world could you possibly not feel great for Jey Uso? I mean, this has been a hell of a story and a hell of a run he's been on. And to culminate actually winning the title from Roman, him being the guy to do it, not Cody, not Sammy. They didn't pull the trigger on Sammy. They didn't pull the trigger on Cody. And that's why a lot of fans think they're not going to pull the trigger on Jey either, because why would they? If they didn't give it to Sammy or Cody, Jey's going to get it. What if he does? What if he does? If he does, guess what? Now you've got another main eventer made. Because even though Cody hasn't really won the championship yet, he is a big star. It's hard to even debate that with Cody, title or no title. I still think Cody should win the WWE title. I still believe he will win the WWE title and build a championship legacy for himself. But even the fact that he's not there yet, he is still one of their top stars. He is top 3 in the company. It's probably Roman, Brock, and Cody. It is. So Cody's already there. Cody's made. Why not make another one? Because Cody at this point, based on his popularity in the company, the people he's working with, the people he's beating, he's probably going to beat Brock on Saturday. Him winning the championship isn't going to make him. He's already made. Just going to make his story, and it's going to add to his story, and it's going to give him that Hall of Fame legacy. But in terms of main eventers they have in the company right now, he's already there. So does he really need that title to become a bigger star? No, he doesn't. Jey does. Jey does. Imagine the impact of Jey winning that championship. Because if Cody wins the championship, it's going to be great. I'm probably going to shed a tear. It's going to be awesome. But after he wins the title, is the whoa part of his theme song by the fans going to be louder? No, because it's already as loud as it can be. But with Jey, you have now created yourself a main eventer. You've put yet another member of that family bloodline and immortalized them in history as a world champion. And Jey's not even winning the Seth belt. Jey's winning the big boy belt. He's winning the big unified title, the one that technically has traces all the way back to Buddy Rogers. Jey Uso. And now you've got a main event. He's main event Jey. That's been his nickname, but it's never really been true up until maybe now if he wins the title. So I'm not saying Jey Uso beating Roman Reigns is the right decision. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just telling the fans, don't be so black and white on this. Because if you feel one way, a lot of times you can ruin something for yourself, something that's really good. Because fans hate to be right. They always have to be right and shit. You ever notice that? I have a YouTube channel. I don't even care about being right. Fuckers with 32 followers think they got to fucking have everything nailed down and right. This is the way it should be. And this is why do you think this way? You should be trying to have fun here. That's the whole point. So if you feel like Roman should not drop the title until WrestleMania, fine. But can you at least do yourself a favor and entertain the idea? Don't cock block yourself on everything just because you're a stubborn prick. Actually think about it. What would be so wrong with Jey Uso winning the championship? How would it ruin Roman? Roman has already solidified him as one of the top champions of the modern era. Cody, I feel like should have won at WrestleMania 39. He didn't. I was disappointed. I went to WrestleMania 39. I was in the building that night. Everybody walked out very dejected that evening. But I can't go back in time and fix that. That shit's done. Dwelling on that is stupid. You got to look forward now. And you can't fix that. You can't go back and make Cody win that. So what's the next best thing? Waiting until WrestleMania 40 to do it again in that predictable scenario, as I just killed a bug, in a predictable scenario, or hit us in the face. I like being hit in the face. The one time in recent memory that I can remember being really hit in the face was Survivor Series. This guy is relentless. This little bug was Survivor Series in 2016. Goldberg coming back, 115 years old, going up against an unstoppable, invincible beast in Brock Lesnar. And in my head, I'm like, oh, it's going to be payback. It's going to be payback. Brock is going to eat this guy for lunch. Goldberg was already inferior to Brock physically back then. Now he's older. I just thought that Brock was going to destroy him. And to see the squash go the other way, it was like, I wanted to be mad. It's like, oh, I can't believe they did that. A lot of people were like, he beat the streak. I can't believe they did that. And I wanted to have those emotions, but I loved the shock of it. I loved being absolutely floored that happened, because that happens sometimes in boxing. Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson, shit that you're not expecting. And it's just like, whoa, big upsets. You need that in wrestling sometimes. You need something to shock the shit out of you. And that did. Undertaker's streak ending had a kind of a similar effect. It's like, man, I want to be pissed about this. I don't think I would have ended the streak. But how many times have you gone back and rewatched that 3 count? Even though the streak ending felt like a pet died, I have rewatched the ending to that match probably 100 times. I don't even like to think about putting Bub down last year. When I think about putting a pet down, you don't want to relive that experience. So even though you're like bummed and there's part of your heart that's sad, the impact of that 3 count, the moment that created, the shock that came over is you always remember that feeling that it gave you. And so WWE has a situation here where they've found themselves in this situation where even though this is a SummerSlam match and technically Jey should have a really good chance to win the title, do fans really think he is? So if he does, it's going to be super shocking. And you have now created a main event star who wins the championship in the main event, because you know it better be, of SummerSlam, Jey Uso. And now you got another major star. Creating stars, that's what it's all about, right? So you have a star creating opportunity here. That's what I'm saying. And so if you have this idea in your head that Roman should drop the title a certain way to a certain person, fine, that's fine. But what is best for wrestling? What's best for WWE? WWE's made a lot of decisions and they have not pulled the trigger when fans thought they should have plenty of times in the past. And nothing has ever happened to them. They didn't go out of business and fans didn't abandon them no matter what bad or good decisions they make. It never really truly affects them in the long run, especially when it comes to one specific match. So I would advocate for Jey winning the title. You'd hear no complaints from Greg.